So the benefit now Chitraketu is going to have is that this rage Angira and Narada is going to instruct him. But mostly we see in the society, people are in total Maya and they are suffering like this and nobody to guide them. And they suffer. So much pain they suffer. Chaitanya, we have the instance of Prahlad Maharaj. He says, Shoche tato mimukha chetasa indriyartha maya sukhayam bharamudvato vimudhan. So much they is feeling sad. Nevo duje paraduratya vaitaranyas. Yes. Tadvire gayam mahamrita magna chitta. He says, my Lord, I am so happy. Maha amrita magna chitta. Because I am drinking the nectar of your lotus feet. Nectar of glorifying you. Tadvire gayana. By glorifying you, my Lord, I am feeling so much happy. But I am feeling very sad for these people who are, you seen, 10 lines on the face. So much anxiety. Like, look at the condition here. And there is an example of, like this, if somebody has to be attached, why doesn't he attach himself to Krishna? Krishna will never die. You will never die. And you become blissful. There was a famous example of Billu Mangala Thakur. He was so attached to the prostitute, what he did not do. He created Soma Tamasha. Shri Radha Govinda Ki. Soma Tamasha he created. He left his father who was dying. He said, quickly finish the... Just imagine, he didn't care for his father. He said, quickly finish the ceremony, death ceremony. No effect, just now father has died. That's the Maya's effect. And he's running to see the prostitute with all the difficulty. And finally, when he saw the prostitute, she said, this much difficult you did for me. Crossing over a ocean, on a river and holding a dead body, climbing, using a snake to climb the window. Now, this much effort, if you had done for Krishna, what your life would have been. People are attached. But why do they get attached to all these things? What is the benefit? And then, there are different kind of sufferings. And so much anxiety and suffering we create. We put affection, attachment in the wrong place. And when you attach yourself to Krishna, it's not that you are not affectionate. We are affectionate to the whole world, definitely. But through Krishna. Directly when you become affectionate to somebody, it's illegal. It's not your property. That's like I feel, I enjoy this mobile. You're a criminal immediately. Because everything, we discussed this point, just like sun and sunshine cannot be separated. Okay? Can you disconnect sunshine from sun? Can you do that? Because sunshine, there is no question of sun without sunshine. It is part of sun. You cannot separate. Similarly, the energy we cannot separate from Krishna. It belongs to Him. It is His energy. Who are you to separate it? You cannot separate it. So anything you see actually is Krishna's energy. It is Krishna's. It is not yours, including your body, soul, everything. So when we look at any object with a direct sense of possession or attachment, it's illegal, no? You are a criminal immediately. Then wait for punishment. And now they are undergoing the punishment, suffer. Because why the suffering? If your suffering is there, means some pain is there, means something you have done wrong. You should have. Therefore, previously it used to be so nice. There used to be Garbhadana Samskar. They used to pray to the Lord. My Lord, please send a child. We can train him to become your great devotee. The whole objective was nowhere Krishna was outside the picture. Krishna was there in picture all the time. Correct? Krishna has sent the sun. Now Krishna wants to take over the sun. Okay. He's in control. And in fact, there is one more point. I say 3 things make you peaceful. Bhokta Ram Yakrin Tapasam. Krishna is the enjoyer. We are hearing Prabhupada class in the morning. Prabhupada says, our problem is that we don't want to be enjoyed by Krishna. We want to be the enjoyer. That's our problem. But that is the cause of our suffering. Sarvaloka Maheswaram. I am the proprietor of everything. That is also not true. You are not proprietor of everything. Are you proprietor of everything? Go to the neighbor's house. Say, give me your car. Let us see what he does. You're not proprietor of everything, correct? Somebody is saying, you say, give me all the money you have. No, why? I am the proprietor. He will accept. Nobody will accept. You can imagine. So you are not enjoyer. Nobody will agree. You are not the proprietor. It's a fact. And you are also not the best well-wisher of every living entity. This is the third reason we become suffering. And there is one more reason. They're very worried where the child is going. Why are you worried? Krishna is in control. Be peaceful. You can pray to the Lord. You can pray to the Lord, my Lord, you gave me a son to take care and you have taken him. We wish best. Please take care of this child wherever you have taken him. Let him become your nice servant. I wish I could have completed his training, but you are totally independent in your... Yeah. She has accused. This lady is actually very intelligent. Her arguments are very intelligent. Previous one, she has quoted Karma theory and accused the Lord. What have you done? Yeah? What is the use of? You have not you look to be very unintelligent. And after this, now she is after Yama's case. This Yama has no sense. So, you see, but becoming artificially attached to the child and not seeing the supreme will of the Lord. Therefore, Prabhupada says in the Bhagavad Gita, it says this Bhagavad Gita is present to the world the will of Krishna. Krishna has a will. Very interestingly, Prabhupada said, Krishna asks all the living entities to surrender to him and it demands it. Krishna has a right to demand. It's not artificial. Krishna says, surrender to me. Saradharman parityaja mam ekam sharanam vraja. It's the order of Krishna. He is demanding. He has a right to demand. Just like a master says, bring me a glass of water, there is no sin. It is right. It is a right. You may follow, you may not follow. That is your misfortune. If you follow Krishna's order, he is saying, surrender to me. Surrender means there are 6 principles of surrender. What are the 6 principles? Anukulyena sankalpa. Whatever is favorable you accept in devotion service. That is surrender. Surrender doesn't mean only paying obeisance, correct? That we are all expert in. That you learn easily. The surrender means I obey. And that also obedience begins. Obedience is the first principle of surrender. The obedience begins. It has to develop. Somebody told Srila Prabhupada, I want to follow your word of word. Prabhupada said, begin. You cannot do that, what you will follow your word. You begin. Just like it is said, when you start chanting Hare Krishna mantra, you begin. You get up a Mangalarti, you begin. You are adding inch by inch. Credit, Krishna is becoming pleased. You are seeing the Aarti of the Lord. Yes, one by one, your surrender is developing to the Lord. Correct? And you are cultivating. And then, so this is the way person. The first thing is, anything which is favorable, please accept it. And anything unfavorable, reject it. Both goes together. Favorable to chant Hare Krishna and unfavorable to sleep during that time. Correct? So accept, reject. Both go together. Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. Both go together. So there is one thing. Accept what is favorable and what is not favorable, reject. Because mind is very funny. This is actually, when somebody was telling me, what is wrong? I watch cartoon. Mind is very funny, It's okay. 4 regulated principles are not involved. Something will try to take excuse. Therefore, reverse one is there. What is not favorable, please reject it. Otherwise, people will find some loophole. Just like lawyers sometimes. They have business to find a loophole. Sometimes chartered accountant also find a loophole. So how you can hide your income. Correct? So people may try. So therefore, Krishna has given both. I think law should also learn. First and back. So that there is no way to escape. And then always, Rakshishasi Vishwasa, always have faith. Krishna is giving you protection. And then always have understand that Krishna is my guide. He is going to guide me. And have no desire other than desire of the Lord. And always in meek and humble in front of the Lord. These are 6 principles of surrender which has to be cultivated. Surrender doesn't mean, I am surrendered. It's easy to say. But we have to cultivate these 6 principles and that leads to advancement. And once spiritual advancement is not there, material world will continue the way it has to function. It is not waiting for you. The whole drama in the material world continues according to the laws of karma. It will continue. But for us it is to see, if you are not surrendered, you have to suffer like this. So much suffering is going on. You look at it. So this is actually a warning. In the next shloka say actually both husband and wife will open their mouth and they will be crying with the open mouth. And such a condition will come that almost they will die. And Angira Rishi now feels very compassionate. That's the nature. It's not that we laugh at the people suffering. Paradukha dukhi, we feel sad. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Prabhupada, all the acharyas, when they were spreading Krishna consciousness, it was in the element of feeling compassion for the suffering living entity. So this is actually a way for becoming happy. Everybody knows this. My suffering is because of attachment. Everybody knows. Little introspection you can know. We are suffering in this world because of attachment. We are not saying you increase your attachment to Krishna. That is not our approach. Is it our approach? Somebody comes to temple, please forget everybody. That is not our approach. Then he will run away. We say no. You get attached to Krishna. And as we cultivate attachment to Krishna, bigger, the other attachment becomes insignificant. That is how it is. How much you can develop attachment in anything. So here we see that so much energy is being wasted, and he's a king. And not only now he is suffering, he is making his whole kingdom suffer. Previously, the subjects were very attached to the king. Suppose today we come to know some prime minister, chief minister child has died. Who cares? Nobody cries. But here the level of attachment to the king is so much. We saw even the maid servant who saw the child is dead, she fainted. It was a different kind of world. The kings were qualified. First thing was the kings were very qualified and people used to love them. So much attachment we see. We see again and again when Lord Rama is to be elected to become the next king, there was a celebration in the whole kingdom. Today, if suppose Prime Minister is going to nominate, who cares? People, there is no relation. Every angle there is no relation actually. It's a very, very artificial world we are having. There used to be such intense relation between teacher and the student. That is the first relation. Intense relation of love and gratitude. There is nothing else in that. And Prabhupada says, unless that is there, you cannot even hear anybody. Today in the education system, we have the drama. Teacher comes, you have to get up. Correct? The drama is there, but no love for the teacher. And they have spoiled it by so many ways. Because one thing, the teachers don't have character. They themselves have bad habits. I was teaching in one college, and one faculty came to me. Swamiji, I'm in great trouble. I said, what happened? No, I wanted to marry that faculty and that lady is already giving me marriage invitation card and I'm in a great pain, I said, if you are teacher behaving like this, what do you think of the students? So this is a reality actually, and people can see it. There was a very nice example. We recently saw a very nice example. And that's somebody made a cartoon of it, but there is a point in it. That the Birbal was once invited a Persian king to please come. And Akbar Birbal's story is famous. I don't know whether it's a real story, but lesson is very nice. So Birbal went there, and then the Persian king wanted to see. He came to know he's a genius person. That is why he invited him. And then when he enters inside the palace, he saw 10 people, almost, exactly similarly dressed. The challenge was, how will he going to identify the king? There is no difference in dress. He has never seen the king. All are dressed like the king. Correct? His minister all are dressed. And exactly, now the Birbal challenges, he has a garland in his hand, to whom head he'll put. He exactly puts in the head of the king. So what happens? The king says, how did you identify? You have not seen me. Correct? Aajkal jaisa nahi hai, you have the photograph. You have not seen me. All of us are dressed like the king. How did you identify? Within 2 minutes, that who is the king? I said, everybody is looking at you. Leader means everybody is looking at the leader. So if you become a leader, be conscious of this thing. You are on a spotlight now. Everybody is looking at you. Correct? But they don't bother about maintaining a character. Then how much it gives pain to the society. Like king is there, he is not maintaining character. What happens? Whole kingdom is feeling sad. True? We come to know, suppose government is corrupt or minister is corrupt, how much we feel angry actually, because lakhs and lakhs of crore rupees are given to them and they do whatever they want with it. So we feel at anger in the heart. We are not feeling happy. And when a Prabhupada says how much happy you will feel when you know there is a great king, how much happy you will feel, you do not know actually, because we never had an experience of that. True? So therefore, whenever we become a leader, we are on a spotlight. We are in a society, different levels of leader, everybody becomes Ishvara. But immediately, one thing you forget. Too easy to become a leader. But don't forget one thing. Moment you become a leader, spotlight is on your head now. Everybody is watching you. Just like that king. All the ministers, even though they were dressed like the king, the habit of minister did not go away. They're all looking at the king. What is next going to say? And Birbal took 2 minutes to identify. Here is the king. Because they're all looking at him. He's at whom all are looking. Everybody is looking at his face. Here is the king. So similarly, how much we feel happy. Take the positive part. We are led by Srila Prabhupada. How much we feel happy. Prabhupada used to say when he was leaving the world, he says, what this famous saying in English is there? The Caesar's wife should be above the suspicion. The king's wife should be above any suspicion. Correct? People don't like it. The queen should be above any suspicion. Because similarly he says, it's a famous saying. He says, I led a spotless life as an acharya. I request all of your disciples, particular leaders, you should live a spotless life. And a similar example also comes in the life of Chota Haridas Thakur. When Chota Haridas Thakur was punished by Lord Chaitanya for artificially dressing like a renunciant, at that time Bhaktivinoda Prabhupada gives a big purport at the end explaining what is the lesson Lord Chaitanya wanted to give. And he says, particularly for the leaders, they should be above all this kind of shortcomings. The leaders of the Krishna conscious movement should be above, because Lord Chaitanya will not tolerate. See, true. One sense it is true. Prabhupada said, I am 10 times more merciful than Lord Chaitanya. Because Prabhupada did not say, you all jump and commit suicide. Because Chota Haridas Thakur's only mistake was that he looked at a woman lustfully. That's all. Nothing more than that. Nothing more than that. And not even done anything. And the punishment Lord Chaitanya gave him was to commit suicide at Prayag. Correct? He didn't directly tell him that, but he did not pardon him for that. And he finally find his life worthless. He waited for 1 year. Every day from a great distance, Lord Chaitanya will be entering Jagannath Puri temple. From a long distance, he used to take darshan of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, waiting for him to call him. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not call him. And then 1 year later he went and he jumped in Prayag. So when it was brought to notice of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that he has committed suicide, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, correct. Yes, that is the only prayashita for a renunciation. He said, no. But then Prabhupada, had he insisted on this level of strictness, then I think only he would have survived. All disciples would have jumped into the river. That's a reality. Prabhupada used to say sometimes 10 times more merciful. But then the principle should not be forgotten. The principle is actually the leader should be above suspicion. Then how do people feel happy? They'll feel so suffocated. When you're giving respect to somebody and he is having faults, it is very suffocating actually. Yeah, it's very suffocating. The movement will not progress. And just like the ministers we call for some function. Sometimes we have done that. Such a drama it is. We will call the secretary to please tell what he has done. And when you are glorifying them, heart of the heart, everything is wrong. He only looted the country. But you have to tell, he built this dam, he did this, he did some functions we had occasion to do that. We have to tell something what he has done, to introduce him. But we know everything is wrong. He has not done anything. Simply looted the country. We know he is full of faults. Well, okay, we not go to the detail. Maybe here is correct, there is wrong. But he is full of faults. So Prabhupada used to say, therefore, we cannot change the society. We cannot make a democracy into monarchy today. But what we can do, the mass, we can give the message of Krishna consciousness. And if they become Bhagavata, what will happen? They will elect a Mahabhagavata to be the ruler. And the world will be very, very happy. Now, we cannot change. Today, the problem in the democracy system, the people don't know how to vote. They have no political sense. Prabhupada particularly comment on this. For India, it's very sad. He said, he used the statement, even though he's an acharya, his realm is spiritual, but he's watching. He said, they have no political sense only in India. Even to this day, people are voting based on caste. Correct? And you say, I'll give you free this, free laptop, free mobile, they give vote. And forget about other things. They give vote for so many other purposes. So, what we can do in the society, because we want a good king. You see, at least Chitraketu, we are finding some fault. He is much ahead than the kings of today. Much ahead. He was respected by whole society so much. The whole kingdom was crying with him when he was crying. So much they loved him. Correct? Today, who loves? Sometimes we used to come to know when we were in school. Some 3-day holiday. Used to be so happy. What happened? President died. Okay, great. 3 days. We hardly bothered this fellow died or somebody died. Can you remember? How much used to be happy? 7 day, boss. 7-day holiday. Let all of them die. We don't care. But here you see whole kingdom. They declare mourning. 3-day mourning, 5-day mourning, they declare. True? Sometimes any death that happen in that place, they say, they feel happy. Tamil Nadu, they feel the 100 death happened because of that. But anybody dies during that time, they think it is because of that only. Definitely every day so many people have heart attack. All had because of that only. Because they feel. But anyway, whatever it is, we're not black and white, but not like Chitraketu. It's true, there may be some people attached. But then Bhagavatam is lifting is much above. Bhagavatam is saying, no, even this king is wrong. Why he was so attached to the child? He should be attached to Krishna. It is misplaced attachment. And you see, when you are more attached to the child than Krishna, he is blaming the Lord now. Because he had some difficulty. He's so, how many offenses will happen. And now he's blaming Yamaraj. And then why, another part is that Bhagavatam presents to us pure devotion, which is above Karma Kanda and Jnana Kanda. He is speaking some philosophy which people don't know. That is Karma Kanda. Karma Kanda means they will say the son should do Shraddha. And if you are in some difficulty, you will be saved. Right? Actually, they are speaking some philosophy. In Bhagavad Gita also, Arjuna presents a philosophy in the first chapter. What is that? What is the reply of Krishna? Yam imam pushpitam vacham. Rise above these flowery words of the Vedas. Because Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda, Kevala Vishera Bhanda. It's only pots of poison. But people are very attracted to this Karma Kanda. So he is not speaking nonsense. They are feeling on the Karma Kanda basis that if the father somehow has died and is in difficulty somewhere in some part of the universe or in Yamaloka, if you offer Shraddha to him, he may be saved. Because you are praying to the Lord for him. Correct? You are offering prasadam. Generally people go to Gaya or Kashi, many places they go and offer the ash to the river and they offer Shraddha. They offer some prasadam to the bhoga to the Lord, and the prasadam they in some ways they give it to the person who has departed. But these Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda is not needed for a devotee. He is above that. But fact is, he should be devotee. Devotee is not ordinary thing. Sadhu. Srila Prabhupada ki. Srimad Bhagavatam ki.